We are working to get answers right now about why people in a southeast D.C. apartment complex haven't had heat lately. And they've been dealing with the heating issues all winter long, apparently. Mike Canine is live, and he's got more on what he's learned about the situation. Mike?
Scott, depending who you ask and how long they've lived in this apartment building, it's been 4 or more years every winter where some or all radiators in certain units don't work. Today I spoke with 2 property managers of this apartment building here on the 400 block of Chaplin Street Southeast. It's owned by Crawford Edgewood Managers, and here on this block right now we've seen another group of repairmen. This plumbing and heating truck has just pulled up with the property manager talking to them. Now these property managers are claiming they were only aware of this issue a few days ago and that this radiator problem impacts 7 units in the building. They say residents were provided electric space heaters because of the problem, but residents say that's not good enough, that those heaters don't generate enough heat, so they've had to get their own space heaters that are more industrial. And one woman we interviewed, Ashley Prince, and her family, they're even using their oven to warm up their apartment unit, which of course is very dangerous, and they're aware of that, but they say it's simply just too cold in their apartment. Now, after our report last night, finally we're seeing some progress here. As I mentioned, repairmen are here on the scene. They've been inspecting the radiators, and we're hoping for an update this afternoon. So you weren't aware of any heat issues in these 7 units until this week?
Basically, right.
And when residents say they've been having issues with their heat for years, that's a surprise to you?
Yeah. We don't have too many residents been here for years.
I just want to say thank you for taking the time out to hear my story and for coming out to help me resolve the issue. And not just for me, it's for everybody. There might be some people in the unit that were afraid to reach out or didn't know how to go about it. So I just want to be that voice to help everyone. Nobody should be cold during the winter.
We've reached out to the D.C. Housing Authority because the D.C. government appears to have a long-term contract for subsidized housing for at least some residents in this apartment complex with Crawford Edgewood Managers. So far, we have not heard back from the D.C. Housing Authority today. Also, we should note that this property manager says that some of the repairmen who came here said that they had to go get a repair piece to this plumbing system that connects to the radiators out in Beltsville today, and that it would be later this afternoon that this repair could begin. Just minutes ago, he said that in order to do these repairs, they'd have to shut down all the radiators in the building, and they'd want to wait for warmer weather, which is days away. So at this point, it is still very unclear when this problem will be resolved. Meanwhile, we have one positive note. A viewer in Northeast D.C. saw our story last night, and she contacted us, reaching out to Ashley Prince and her 3-month-old daughter, saying she has a 2-bedroom heated apartment available to them in Northeast Washington if they need to get out of this situation, at least on a temporary basis. So some good news coming out of bad, but we're going to stay on this story until this family and all of these units have their heat back on in their radiators. Back to you, Scott.